knowing my dad and them, I'm like, they're not gonna they're not gonna drive from Arkansas to Texas to come to an impromptu wedding at a mosque out of all places. Like that's not gonna happen. So I'm just not even gonna ask them or tell them. And I was scared, to be honest with you. I was pretty scared. Um, but no, they eventually found out just through like me posting stuff on social media, and kind of like me wearing a thobe here and there, and my mom, I did forget to mention, yeah, my mom actually kind of had a little bit of warning beforehand, because when I got out of the army, I lived with a friend for a little bit, and then I lived with her for a little bit before I ended up moving to Texas and everything. And when I was there, she found the Quran under my bed, um, and kind of asked me about it one day. And I knew that that's what I believed, but I wasn't knowledgeable enough to defend certain points of it. So I remember her asking me, "Yeah, I found this Quran in your room, and I was doing a little bit of research on my own." And she was like, that they don't believe Jesus was crucified, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." But I didn't know how to defend it. I didn't know any counterpoints to like kind of like defend my side of it. So I was just like, "Yeah, no, I'm just looking into it. Don't worry. Yeah, I'm just looking into it." So whenever she eventually found out, she was a lot more welcoming, I would say, than my dad was. She had already met my wife at that point. She loved her, and she was just kind of more like, I'm still Christian, and I love you, and as long as you're happy, and kind of that whole spiel. So it was good on that end. My dad, on the other hand, that's the one. They're divorced too, by the way. So they've been divorced for like a long time. And my dad, on the other hand, he scared me a little more. I'll say it that. I'll put it that way. So um, I think he found out from my aunt, who was on. He didn't have social media, so she saw me at a Palestine protest with the flag and stuff. I posted a picture of it, and she messaged it to my dad, I think, and my dad called me and was like, and I'd already been Muslim for like a year plus at this point. And he was like, "Yeah, son, is that a Hamas flag in your on your picture?" And I said, "No, no, it's not." We kind of addressed that. And then he was like, "Oh, well, I guess I should ask, are you Muslim now?" And I took a deep breath. I was like, got that gut stabbing feeling. I was like, "Oh, man." I was like, "Yeah, yes, sir." And it kind of got kind of quiet for a little bit. And he just like, "Well, I started kind of I just don't think it's right, and this and that, and whatever." But he kind of, how should I put it? He kind of just like ended it with, I'm not going to he didn't really want to hear my explanation for like why I converted. I was trying to tell him, like, if you give me a chance, like it's very logical and it makes sense. But it was kind of just like, well, I guess if it's not hurting anything, then I'm okay with it. And that's it.